Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back. It's Tuesday. Tuesday. And man, did I not set this up right. Because we are on. Hang on, this might interrupt for a second. No, I'm not trying to search anything. Yeah. Oh man. So in a hurry to get this thing going that I didn't even think about this. Don't worry, I'll rectify this because I'm not going to rely on Cox Internet. So if it briefly interrupts, I do apologize. If it pleases the court. Here we go. And we're back in. Yeah. The beauty of StreamYard, everybody. The beauty of StreamYard. But hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Tuesday. And yeah, we are live. We are live for this edition. I'm going to be talking about Animal Crossing Switch Edition, but not just talking about it. I'm going to show you guys it. Sort of. Okay, I'm probably not going to go through the whole thing of like taking everything out of the box. That's just going to be like too much to kind of put everything back in. This is going to be a short live stream today because I do have about 1,000,000,001 things to do today. So yeah, we go in places. Anyways, yeah, you guys probably saw this on a Periscope live stream last night. I got this shirt. I keep forgetting because like Naruto is not really my thing, but the fact that it mentioned things about ramen was just like, okay, I gotta grab it. I gotta get it. I gotta have it. Cool beans, whatever it may be. So I ended up picking this up, the shirt. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys. Was able to get the Switch Animal Crossing edition. It's not mine. It's my lady's, and she always wanted one, and she works pretty damn hard. So. Spotting it last night while we went to go spoil the kids by getting them some stuff. She ended up picking it up for herself, which is totally cool. So I have it here at me, next to me right now. And then just for a little nostalgia, I know people go like Throwback Thursday. I'm gonna go Throwback Tuesday because I wanted to talk about a time where if some of the guys who may remember this, well, with Virgin Mobile, there used to be exclusive colors to their phones. And so I figured, you know what, let's kind of like take a look back. Let's kind of go back to, Nostalgia Tuesday. So anyways, here it is. The Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch Special Edition. And so she's an avid player and a big fan of Animal Crossing. So seeing this, at our local Walmart, and she ended up picking it up, which is kind of crazy because over the last year of 2020, right, Nintendo Switches were very hard to find. They're very hard to come by. And, so seeing it there was just like a no-brainer. You know what I mean? So she picked it up for herself. It's like one of those things where you buy something, you're like, yeah, I'm going to use it. Then you're afraid to use it because you don't want to damage it. We're talking about the Nintendo dock, but my son has he has a spare dock. So if we want to keep this dock like wrapped so it stays in good condition, then that would be the thing to do. But then we would also have to keep the controllers in good condition. But I mean, because we're not little kids that get to stay on video games all day, it wouldn't be no thing for me to hook this up to the TV right here in our room and just have it there. She'll play it every now and then. But yeah, so maybe I'll do like an unboxing video and post it to the second channel. But yeah, it doesn't come with the game, so I do want to kind of point that out. You remember back in the day when you did buy like game consoles and they actually came with the video game? Like I remember when my dad bought the Sega Genesis console, and it came with 2 games. it came with Altered Beast, and it came with Thunder Force 2. But then I think it was like 2 or 3 years after that, when you bought a Sega Genesis, it came with a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog. So I was kind of hoping that Animal Crossing would come with this, as an exclusive. It doesn't, but that's okay because we already have Animal Crossing here. But nonetheless, yeah, she finally got her Nintendo Switch Animal Crossing edition. So big shout out to my lady for that one. Later on, I'll hook it up. I mean, yeah, get it all set up in the room. So, when the kids have the living room TV, when they're playing their game, because my son, he ended up getting Persona 5 for his Nintendo Switch. I don't know which version of the game he got, but it was one that he wanted, so he ended up getting it. And he richly deserves it, Been very good this year, doing all his chores. He helps out with the kids. Like if I have to go places, I go pay bills and stuff like that. He really looks after his younger siblings and, cooks for them and things like that, learning a little bit of responsibilities. So, for him to get something like that, he's deserving of it. Very modest though, because when I was telling him, I live streamed going, hanging out with the family and then taking the kids to spoil them. I live streamed last night about it. And then, so in the live stream, if you guys caught the replay, y'all see how you guys can hear how modest he is. Like he tells me about a game that he really likes, but then he wants to back away from it because he doesn't want to ask for it. So we ended up getting it for him. That's pretty cool. So, anyways, before going any further, first of all, I do want to give shout out to the channel members, all the channel members. Thank you guys so much for being a member of the channel. Really appreciate you guys for doing that. And yeah, y'all are amazing. Amazing. If you guys have not subscribed to the other channel, I definitely say you guys should check it out. It's just giving to those people that just want strictly tech videos to have that. So the name of the channel is right there, and you also can see it in my little name tag here. But NERD, the name of the channel, you guys should subscribe to it for just strictly tech videos. Tech videos, no live streaming or nothing like that. The live streaming is all done here. Okay, anyways. So let's take a look down memory lane and kind of go back to the days of Virgin Mobile. I don't know how many of you guys may have ever signed up for Virgin Mobile service. If you did, put it in the comment section and what year you guys did. But Virgin Mobile was kind of a little bit of unique of a prepaid company. First of all, they relied on Sprint CDMA after it was bought out. So originally Virgin Mobile was kind of like its own thing, and it ended up getting bought out by Sprint. But one of the things about Virgin Mobile that was pretty obvious is the fact that they had exclusive cell phones. And I don't mean exclusive like, they can only be activated on Sprint, because back then that's how phones were, right? Like AT&T phones activated on AT&T. I think the only time you really heard of any phone like, cross-activating. What's up, Blaze? But the only time you ever really heard of any company like cross-activating was like the Moto Razr V3C, V3A, V3M. Those different models of the Moto Razr were like the ones you would see a lot, like cross-activating. Like they would be like a T-Mobile one. It's paid off. It's unlocked. They would take it to AT&T and activate it. But you really didn't hear a lot of that back in the day, like in the early 2000s. And so like Virgin Mobile, what I mean by exclusive Virgin Mobile phones is like they sold phones that had weird names to it. Like they had phones called the Super Slice. They had phones called the Slice. They had phones called the Wild Card. They had a flip phone called Aloha. But with these phones like the Wild Card, the Super Slice, the Slice, all these different ones they had, there was always a exclusive edition color. And I kind of miss those days. I mean, I guess that's why, like, with the Google Pixels, I kind of like fanboy over the exclusive color. Like the Pixel 4a had the blue color. The Pixel 4 had the Oso orange. Pixel 3a had purplish. Pixel 3 had not pink. It's because it kind of reminds me of those days, like when you had that exclusive design, like when you were on Virgin Mobile. Kind of crazy. Oh, here, I'll show you what I mean. Googled, I Googled for the wild card, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But these days, mobile phones were fun. They were really fun. I mean, here, check this out. You know, the Virgin Mobile wild card. This white one was the exclusive color. You know, you had this tattoo design all over it. I mean, how cool was that back in the day? And I forgot what they called this, because this one wasn't only on Virgin Mobile. As a matter of fact, oh, there it is. It was also called the Lingo, or the M1000 from Kyocera. The reason I knew that it wasn't only on Virgin Mobile was because my lady, when I met her, she was on Cricket, and this was the phone that she had. You know, a little QWERTY keyboard made it easy to chat online. But yeah, anyways. So, I mean, you had the Kyocera wild card. I'm trying to see if there's any photos here. Oh, here's the Super Slice. So the original Super Slice was black. So this was one of the exclusive colors right here, which was the red one. They also came out with a white version of this. And this was very similar to the Moto Sliver. I don't know if you guys remember the Moto Sliver. So you had the Razor, the Crazer, and the Sliver, which I'll get into that here in a little bit too. Like, these are just nostalgic phones from back in the day, way before 5G was like a thought, way before touchscreen was a thought. This was just like, this is what people, you know, went after. And yeah, it's very basic and very simplistic. Even phones like this, which is not really showing the front of the phone, but the Kyocera Loft, which everyone called the poor man's BlackBerry. I mean, that was a thing back in the day. You know, before there was like, you know, this whole big deal thing of smartphones. I mean, just look at that. You know, like back in the day, that used to be something that was cool to carry around. You know, flip phone. You know, it's got the camera right there. You got the little ticker that shows the time. You flip the phone open. I mean, geez, this was just like next level. Actually, next level technology was something like this. Well, oh, here's a photo of the Kyocera Loft. Look at that. They called that the poor man's BlackBerry. Just because it had like a full QWERTY keyboard and everything, they called that the Kyocera Loft, the poor man's BlackBerry. Yo, what's up, Keystone Tech? How's it going, man? That's just crazy. Virgin Mobile was the shit. Yeah, it was back then too, especially with like all the different phones they have, and you would have like all these exclusive colors. Where's that phone at? I had this one too, the Kyocera XTC. Ecstasy. Yeah. But anyways, it was just so crazy with this one. I mean, you had a little slide out QWERTY keyboard. And then like you had a real, for our time, this was considered a real big display. And of course, you had your power end call, your, you know, dial call, like your, you know, to make the call, and then two keys above that for whatever was assigned to it on the display, whether, you know, menu and options and stuff like that. And you just want, the only thing that was like really annoying about the Kyocera Ecstasy was that if you wanted to dial a number, you had to slide out the QWERTY keyboard, and then right here was actually like a dial pad type, right? So you had like your letter, but then you also had like either a number or like, you know, the star, pound. It was just like crazy. Then you had to close it and then hit call to make a phone call. It was just so crazy from back in the day. I mean, you had a lot of their slider phones. Yeah, I did too. Matter of fact, on Virgin Mobile, like I was saying in another video when I was talking about how I started messing around with custom ROMs. The very first phone that I basically rooted and put a custom recovery on and started flashing all these different ROMs was the Samsung Intercept. That was the very first one. After that, I started messing around with the Samsung Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch and was flashing a bunch of ROMs on that one. But I mean, there were some cool ones that came out too even afterwards. I mean, I'm gonna get into a lot of those a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, having something like this, you know, was just dope back in the day. I mean, You pull that out of your pocket, and on the front you have, you know, your dialer, you know, your native dialer pad, and you could T9 text that way if you really wanted to. But then, you know, the thing that just kind of like was like a wow factor was it was a clamshell QWERTY phone, and the board was split, right? So, you know, you had a Q through the letter T on the left side, and then Y to the letter P on the right side. You had your OK button in the middle, space bar just below that, and you had these 4 directional kind of buttons, but they also had assigned functionality to it, like, you know, cache, mail, Virgin Extra, and just it was just cool how this whole thing was set up. Yeah, the keyboard on this thing was phenomenal. It was badass. And then my lady can say that because she, oh my god, and in chat she was just fast at responses. But obviously, when you have a QWERTY keyboard like that, you can get things done a lot faster than T9 texting. So, yeah, that phone was legit. It was legit. Definitely. But I mean, there's more beyond that. I mean, like, you know, the Super Slice. I had the Super Slice. I thought I was pretty damn cool with the Super Slice. You know, very thin candy bar phone. Here's another one. I never got to own this one, but this one was actually pretty cool too. The Kyocera Shuttle, right? So it just looks just like that. And then you slide up for the dialer pad. Those are some of the real oddest ones. Yeah, Virgin Mobile just pretty much like had some really cool phones. I mean, there's like a mixture of smartphones in here. I mean, if you want to know some of the phones that I have, like one of the ones I thought was like really, really, really cool was the Optimus series. So, and this one was actually pretty badass. I really love the way that they did this one. But the the LG Optimus Slide, this one was like dope as hell, and I really loved how the color accent keyboard was. I mean, that was just insane. The LG Optimus Slide actually belonged to my lady. She had that. I had the Samsung Intercept, and I would look at the Optimus Slide. It had a bigger screen than the Intercept. It's stock Android. Can you look at that screen right there? That's stock Froyo. I look at that and I'm just like, wow, that's stock Froyo from back in the day. Like, whoa, that's crazy. Looking at that and just being like, I remember the days of stock Froyo. Yeah, for those who don't know, Froyo is frozen yogurt. That's what it meant. But this phone was actually pretty badass. I mean, had a nice size display. The keyboard buttons felt really good on that too. It was like, it wasn't so flushed in. It was rubber, so it wasn't very slick. Yeah. This was a phone that I went after on Virgin Mobile, the Samsung Intercept. This was actually a replacement for the Samsung Moment. So I know that my sister had the Samsung Moment on Sprint, and so then they were like, the Intercept was supposed to be the successor to the Moment, but the Moment was still more powerful than the Intercept, and the keyboard was way better. I gotta go back and do some research. I forgot the name of a lot of their phones. Well, Virgin, like the older phones, like the Aloha and all them. Yeah. You stopped messing with them when we started HTC phones. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, some of my earliest videos. As a matter of fact, I think I can show you guys one of my earliest videos. I'll have to cut the audio on it because the audio is not it's not copyright free. But there's a video that I did where, like, you know, I'll find it here in a little bit and I'll show it to everybody just for shits and giggles. But yeah, I had this phone and then I flashed the hell out of this phone, the Intercept. Flashed a lot of different custom ROMs and things like that. Well, not really custom ROMs, like full-fledged ROMs. A lot of the stuff you found on SDX, which was an extension of XDA, was just stuff for Samsung. But all it really was still 2.2 Froyo. They just redesigned the UI. A lot of people had like different variations of the UI. And of course, the animation splash screen when you power the phone on and everything like that. So to me, that was like cutting edge. back then when I was custom ROMing phones. That was cutting edge to me. Nothing was more cool than pulling down the notification shade, and like everybody else's was just like the normal Froyo white, and then you pull yours down, and your background screen in the notification shade or the notification window drop when you slide down from the top. Yours had a custom image of like the Batman signal or something. You know what I mean? People just look at your phone like, how the hell did you do that? You know, back then that was cutting edge. That was the shit. That was just like, yeah, I did it. And you have to go to my YouTube to find out. You know, that was the angle that I pushed, you know, frick, so many years ago, 2011, 2012. Let me see if I can find one of my earliest videos, and I'll kind of just share that here on the screen. I did a lot of videos about custom ROMs. Like my earliest videos was custom ROMing. Every time there was a new ROM for like the Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch, I would make a video on it. And back then, you can tell how long ago these videos are because like I shot some of them from like older phones. So like the video quality was garbage, the audio was trash. But back then for YouTube, that was okay because it's not like today where like cameras on smartphones have gotten way, way, way better. But yeah, let me see if I can find it. All I gotta do is let's switch it up. Sort by. We'll filter it out. We'll start with the oldest videos. Okay, I mean there's like a lot of stuff here. Let me okay. We'll stop sharing there. And just to make sure that none of the old audio stuff, I'll just do it like this. Boom. Yeah, this is one of my very first videos on the Samsung Intercept, and that was just, you know, how to flash and flash Samsung Intercept to a custom ROM. I need to change the title of that. That was totally wrong. But basically, how to flash a custom ROM on the Samsung Intercept. Blech, I'm getting like tongue tied here. But yeah, as you can see, the audio, but the video was just not that great. Maybe I should like re-download a lot of these videos and then run them through through an editor, and just try to increase the resolution and see if it clears it up. But I made the room dark because I figured you could see the screen better than having the light on. And I was just like going through all the steps, and I'm typing it, and probably the worst font to use, the color for the font was red. When there was aspects on the screen that was red, so it was like blocking out some of the words. But yeah, I was like literally like typing instructions and then having it post on screen for people to follow like step by step on like what to do and things like that. You know, I didn't voice narrate back then. Back then, I mean, this is one of my earliest videos. I was very nervous about making the video. I was nervous about people hearing my voice. I was nervous about being on video. So yeah, this was just like one of those. Anyways, it's black right now because the phone is like rebooting and everything like that. I'm booting it into recovery, and then you'll see that here in a little bit. There it goes. So that was one of the custom recoveries that was designed and built for the Samsung Intercept. And yeah, I just had like all these different commands that, you know, because you had like the custom ROM files on a zip card, and yeah. So like, and even from back then, I was telling people make backups, you know, because that is the number one thing you want to do is make a backup from the last time your phone was functional fully, whatever custom ROM you flashed on it. Or, you know, better yet, if you don't want to make backups all the time, then just get the rooted stock ROM and make sure you have that on the SD card and a backup on your computer. And then you can always flash it back to stock. Yeah, you know, basic steps, you know, wipe cache and wipe the Dalvik cache. And back then when it was using Dalvik cache, now we no longer use that. We use Android Runtime, so ART. But back then we was using Dalvik. Oh man, you guys remember? Does anyone remember how slow Android was back then before they started using ART? that was crazy. But yeah, I go through a lot of steps here. You know how to wipe. As it's going through it, you know, it just kind of shows you. So I showed a lot. You know, most people would just like jump cut. I showed a lot in these videos because I wanted for people to see visually what should be going on as you're doing each step. And yeah, I named a folder on my SD card SDX, so I knew where all my custom ROMs were. Made it easier to find it, easier to get stuff done. So Gosh, these days, man. And you see how bad the camera is. I'm actually using a phone to record this video. Yep. The backups, updates, zip files. Gosh, I miss those days of just flashing custom ROMs. And you can see all the all the different ROMs I had. And bless you, man. And I would flash these all day long. You know, like, and they all had funny different names, like almost stock ROM. You know, there's one called Black Facebook, which, you know, had Facebook already as like a system app rather than an app that you install from the store. But the person changed up the app and put, bless you, babe, and made the UI of Facebook black and blue rather than white, you know, which, you know, also saved memory. But in this one, I was flashing a custom ROM that was designed to look exactly like Ice Cream Sandwich, even though Ice Cream Sandwich was not ported over to the Samsung Intercept. So, but yeah, I just walked it through a lot of these different steps just to make sure that I was trying to be as thorough as possible to help people out. And I think this is the point where like we go ahead and reboot it. Yep. Leave recovery. Gosh, man, the focus on that was just so bad. I'm surprised that anyone even liked it. But here's the end result. I mean, you had, I mean, the whole Google and then the loading bar at the bottom, that was always there no matter what. I mean, some ROMs didn't have it. Some ROMs were able to get rid of it and do something different. But man, I look at that. I look at Android back then, like, holy crap. Yeah, to restore like all your texting and stuff like that, just restore, you know, the backup that was data. Yeah, I actually sat here with a phone in hand. I forgot what phone I used to film this. I think it was the Optimus Slide. Oh no, it was an LG Optimus S. Because we had an Optimus S that wasn't being used anymore. We weren't with Sprint anymore, so I used it to record video, and then I would pop the SD card out and plug it into a laptop and then edit video. But yeah, see, like a lot of the aspects of like, you know, the ROM itself changed. Of course, like, you know, the font coloring and everything was blue. They were able to grab the icons from Ice Cream Sandwich and port them over. See, notification shade customized, had a little Android guy there instead of it being like a dingy grayish white that Froyo, the stock Froyo initially was. But I mean, that was just the things that I did to customize. Try to make my Samsung Intercept look as cool as possible, if I could. I mean, there was even one where I was showing people how to de-bloat their Samsung Intercept, you know, because back then, you know, a lot of smartphones have bloatware. So, like, yeah, I was showing people, like, you know, how to remove them using Terminal Emulator. So I don't know if you guys remember using any of that stuff, but yeah, this is basic videos. Like, God, I look at these the video quality and stuff like that. I'm just like, whoa. But you know, doing these were a lot of fun back then. I really miss doing these types of videos. But today, there's not really much of a need for it. Anyways, yeah. So I mean, my phone was like heavily modified. This app that I'm using right here is called Link to SD, and what it does is that if your Android smartphone is rooted, you can actually move a majority of the application files onto the SD card. Basically, like what Android 6.0, what Android 6.0.1 brought to the table, where you were able to merge your SD card as part of the internal storage. This is how we were doing it back in the day before Google brought us that, you know, when a lot of people were asking for it. But yeah, using stuff like Terminal Emulator, you know, typing out, you know, in command scripts, just to achieve certain things. And here I was just showing people just like how to like completely remove the app. And I remember I got into a huge debate with several people because they were like, that doesn't fully remove it, this, that. We went back and forth. I had to show them it does remove it completely off the phone, which does free up the phone storage. Because remember back then, phones like the Samsung Intercept didn't have massive amount of storage. We didn't have, we didn't have 16 gigs of internal storage or even 120 gigs of internal storage. We didn't have that. And like the RAM was like what, 512 megabytes of RAM, just about. So I mean, it was just very basic, but fun times doing stuff like this, very fun times. Typing out all these command scripts just to get things done. So I mean, the Samsung Intercept from Virgin Mobile. I mean, that's the reason why, like, no matter what, whether it was a very crappy phone or whatever, I hold high regard for it because it literally was, the phone that started it all for me on this YouTube channel, like this specific YouTube channel. Like I said, you go to my channel, you go to earliest videos, and you will find these videos from way back, 2011, 2012. And I was doing this with Android phones. And the reason I was doing this and was just to show people, like, you didn't have to buy the flagship phones to get, a good running Android device, especially something as, low end as the Samsung Intercept. And you can make it quick because my Samsung Intercept was fast response for what it was back in the day. Like if you had my phone and you bought a stock one from like Radio Shack and you powered it on and you were to run them side by side. Yeah, because like, I mean, you can even see it right now in the screen. Like one thing I'll point out to prove that point is the scrolling that I was doing on a stock Samsung Intercept, that would have froze. That would have glitched. You would have had super massive amount of drop frame rate just scrolling through that. And if you guys saw on my phone, I was scrolling through it and it was smooth. Well, then because there's not a lot of things that was sucking up the RAM and sucking up the CPU, you know what I mean? I removed a lot of apps that just didn't matter. Like, why the hell was there a need to have two email apps? I had Gmail. I didn't need Samsung's email. And of course, you can't uninstall it because Samsung had it in there as a native system app. So what's the next best thing to do? Well, if your phone's rooted and you use terminal emulator, which is basically a terminal, and you remove it yourself. And that's what I did. And then I thought people might want to know how to do that. So I made videos basically talking about that. Let me find the video that's on my Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch. As you guys can see, there's a lot of videos I did on it. Trying to find Showstock ROM. That was one of my favorite. There it is. One of my favorite TouchWiz ROMs was this one, Showstock ROM. Let me get rid of this ad here. Yeah. You guys can drop a phone with a case on it, and it's supposedly not going to break. But anyways, Showstock ROM. This is the one that I was talking about in the last live stream where I was saying that there was like this side ticker thing that you can have specific apps inside of it, like a shortcut instead of opening up the app drawer. But yeah, this ROM was like kick-ass. It's actually, this ROM wasn't a fully put together ROM from a developer. It was actually a port from the Galaxy S2 on S2 or S4 on AT&T. But there it is, that sideband right there that you had all these different apps. And because this was a custom ROM, it wasn't limited to just specific apps from Samsung. You can literally put YouTube in there. You can put Facebook in there. You can put a lot of things in there. Easily access it just by swiping from the left to the right. And you can get those apps straight to it without having to tap the Samsung Galaxy app drawer. You didn't have to do that. But this ROM was probably the only TouchWiz ROM I really, really liked. The hard part about this ROM that took me like a day or two to fix myself. So this is where I went beyond using what was already done. As a matter of fact, my findings I was able to publish to the thread owner on XDA, and they were able to make something out of it. But getting the MSL, the master subsidiary lock code, allowed me to go in and edit certain scripts within the phone itself, allowing multimedia messaging, because this was a ported ROM from AT&T that it wouldn't allow for picture messaging. So the only thing I could really do with it was just text. If I wanted to send a photo, I had to use an email, but I got irritated at doing that. So I started messing around with the phone from the knowledge that I've gained from doing this for years, decided to go in and just mess with it myself, finding, like, scouring the internet, trying to find all the information I could about Virgin Mobile's multimedia messaging, and then fixing it myself. And afterwards I was able to do it. And then I direct message the original poster, the OP, and told them about it. So they were able to incorporate that into their thread of explaining what to do and what you need to do to get things working. And then all of a sudden there was just an added paragraph to it, and it said "Get MMS working," and then he credited me. So those are the days I loved about XDA. Developers are really cool about things. They weren't like all in your face, like, I know everything and you don't. You know what I mean? If you found something that helped them, they would give you the credit, but they would definitely put it up there for people to see. Right here, I was just talking about like how, don't tap update profile or update the PRL, because this was an AT&T ported ROM, it would not work. So why would you need to update the PRL? Well, obviously, when there's new towers that was put up with Sprint, your phone wouldn't automatically connect to it. So when you update the preferred roaming list, it would then download information from Sprint that would allow the phone to know that there were new towers and where those towers were located, so you could connect to them and get better cell connectivity. This was the days of CDMA. But yeah. So anyways, I mean, that was one of my favorite stock TouchWiz based ROMs. Let me find one of my favorite stock ROMs. There's so many of them. I mean, there's Pac-Man based on 4.1.2 Jelly Bam. That's another one too that I really, really, really liked. Jelly Bam was freaking awesome. I love that ROM. Then you also have like Codename Android. That was pretty dope. MIUI. So I don't know if you guys ever heard of MIUI, but I got that installed on the S2 back in the day. But then there's like Pac-Man 4.2.2, Touch by Galaxy S4 ROM. So just had like a lot of the UI of TouchWiz from the Galaxy S4. And then I did a video here showing people like how to get the MSL code for MMS Fix. This was on Showstock ROM. I showed people how to do it. So that way the original poster on XDA actually could link my videos in there. That way it would help people. Jellyverse 3.0 was actually a pretty badass ROM itself. And there were some other ones too, like, Project X. Dirty Unicorns was actually pretty dope. This one was based on 4.3. I did a Q&A about it. CyanogenMod 10.1 official. So like, this wasn't like an unofficial version of CyanogenMod for the phone. CyanogenMod actually made an official version for it. And that was like around the last times that I did any type of like stuff about ROMing, because even afterwards you had like CM 10.2 Jelly Bean for the Galaxy S2, and then Revolt. I think it was that was like the last. Oh no, it wasn't. Because there was Moki. Moki ROM was actually pretty cool too. Yeah, the AOCP, that was all right. I wasn't really a big fan of it. And then CyanogenMod 11, that came out, and I was able to flash it on there. And then I got a hold of an HTC Evo 3D, which was basically on Virgin. It was called the HTC Evo V4G. And was flashing ROMs on that one. Even showing people like how to do multi-window on the Galaxy S on the Galaxy S2 before that was a thing. So I'll show you guys that video. That video is dope. I'm actually going through a lot of my old videos. I need to retitle this live stream. But yeah, multi-window demo. And like, God, I miss the days when you can hang things from your phone, those little like little phone charms or whatever. I had an Android guy, but it was kind of funny because that little bug droid that's hanging off the back of my S2, it actually says HTC on it. Talk about misrepresentation. Google Plus from back in the day, man. Oh my gosh, those are so dope. How about some nostalgia right there? Look at the Snapchat icon, and and Gmail. And look at that, I have Google Wallet. But yeah, this the phone was back on Showstock. You can see the 3G icon up there. How nostalgic is that? That's pretty badass, huh? But yeah, I'm just like talking away because like, I'm a talker. I talk a lot. Sometimes people would be like, "Shut up, Tito, you're rambling." Like, I know, but like I'm gonna show people like how to do the split screen on this. It's so cool. And I thought I was so cool showing this off on YouTube. But I'm sure there was like millions of videos of other people doing it. I just thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going through my explanation spiel there. Oh, I had Tumblr back in the day. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at all the apps that I was using back then. Now you guys can actually know why my lady was always irritated when I was like flashing ROMs on this phone. Google Plus, yay! I so miss Google Plus so much. Oh, look at the Instagram icon. It doesn't look like that anymore. Okay, let's do Google News, and boom, split screen. That was cutting edge shit back in the day. That was literally cutting edge right there. Like, oh, look, split screen. Yeah, split screen mode on a Galaxy S2. Right? Nowadays, it's no thing. It's no thing but a chicken wing nowadays. Like, people are just like, oh, yeah, I can do that on my phone. No problem, man. I can do that on my phone. Back then, I was just like, holy shit, you can run two apps at the same time. Like, yeah, my phone is fucking boss like that. Oh my god, it's so funny just doing that, man. Just showing stuff like this. It's just so crazy. By the way, those of y'all that are watching right now, or those of y'all that will watch the replay, let me know. Were you guys on Google Plus too? And do you guys miss Google Plus? Just let me know. This is crazy. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Gosh, I miss Google Plus. This is like, I feel like crying. Look at the bottom of it. Like all the different shortcuts you had on the bottom. Wait, what the hell, man? I miss those days of Google Plus. I should like take that video thing and just make like a montage video. Oh yeah, showing all the information there. Anyways. Yeah. All right. I also going to show you guys my favorite stock ROM. I mean, CyanogenMod was like really, really it. Oh yeah, I got the HTC Desire 601 on Virgin Mobile, and I think I was one of the people to make a video about rooting it and putting a custom recovery on it, and then flashing a custom ROM, because I believe I was able to put that on. Where is it at? Yeah, there's videos on the LG Volt, Kyocera Hydro. Did I pass it? Yeah, I was doing a lot of videos back then of just like Virgin Mobile phones, comparing LG Volt to Kyocera Hydro. I rooted the Kyocera Hydro, and then it got soft bricked because it automatically took an update to I believe it was KitKat, and then it completely just damaged the phone because it was rooted. Yeah, I talked about a lot of things back in the day. I missed that shirt. I had an Angry Birds shirt that looked dope as hell. Where is it? Jesus, man. Back in the day, like my videos was doing pretty good. 1,000 views on it. Nice. I don't get those anymore. The life of a retired YouTuber. I don't get those types of views anymore. Some of them are just low views. I mean, look at that, 40 views. I mean, I'm not a very appealing person. Sharp Aqua's Crystal, man. See, I had like so many old videos on phones and stuff. That was back in the day. I was doing I started switching over from doing custom ROMs to doing phone reviews. I was buying phones and reviewing them left and right, killing my wallet doing that. But, doing it for the people on YouTube. And that was my thing when I started YouTubing. Oh, I didn't want to choose that video. What the hell? I really made it about those that subscribe to me. You know what I mean? It's not easy doing this. Let's see. Virgin Mobile. No, I wasn't choosing a video. Jesus Christ. My thumbs. I did a video looking back on Android Gingerbread. But yeah, even the HTC Desire 601 got the Kit Kat update, and I know people were like watching watching for that one. Where is the video? Did I lose it or did I? Oh, there it is. So like this video right here, like the HTC Desire 601, I call it it's codenamed Zara CL, Kit Kat update bugs. So yeah, I started doing stuff like what's on my Android and gosh, Custom ROMs 101. I started talking about that as I was transitioning away from doing a lot of custom ROM videos to actually just doing videos about phones and Virgin Mobile, Boost Mobile. I did, and this was a day too when we had Hangouts live, like Hangouts on air. So that was actually pretty cool too. I miss these days. Even my older sister helped me out. Like this is one video where she actually was in it then instead of me because she got the Samsung Galaxy S5. So I asked her to do an unboxing and a short review on it, and she sent me all the video footage that she recorded, and then I just put it together and put the video up. But yeah, there's like so many custom ROMs from back in the day. That was actually pretty cool. I mean, what can I say? Anyways, yeah, like I said, it's gonna be like a short live stream or whatever. I'm actually gonna like change the title and just add to it since we talked about showed some Virgin Mobile phones, and then showed some old videos of my custom ROM days. And like I said, if you guys want to, just go to my channel. I guess on the top where it says sort, click that, and then click oldest videos, and I'll start from the oldest videos and work its way to the newest ones. And if you guys just want to see what my videos were like, what they sounded like, trust me, they're horrible, man. The audio is just bad. Sounds like I'm talking through a potato. But I mean, you guys can check them out if you guys want to. That was some of my I pride myself on that work, you know what I mean? Because it was, you can tell I was really passionate about custom ROMing and stuff like that. And I really wanted to help people get the best experience out of their phones. And that's originally what the principle of this channel was based on, was getting the best experience out of a phone without having to buy a flagship. So you can see how times have changed. But back then I was heavy on that. I advocated for that strongly and built a following behind it because there were people that were doing the things that I was showing and were all of a sudden back in love with their phone that they said, they was giving them a hard time, it was sluggish and things like that, drop frame rate and all this other stuff. Like it's totally changed that around. So, anyways, yeah, I know not the best live stream for Tuesday, but for those people that came in and watched the actual live stream, I appreciate you guys for being here. You guys are awesome. Love you guys very much. For those who have watched the replay, #NerdUp to let me know that you were here. #Virgin Rocks if you guys liked Virgin Mobile. And yeah, if you guys were like heavy nerds like me into custom ROMing and stuff like that, then #flashbang to let me know that you were flashing the hell out of your Android phones back in the day. That'll let me know. Until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow with another live. Figure out what time that I'll go live tomorrow. But until then, you guys be cool, be safe. Yeah, that's it for now. Peace.